Hi, Carrie. It's Maggie. I'm finally getting around to your reading. Um, I'm just going to use your first name only. I may post this on my channel with your permission, of course. Um, so you wanted to know what's going on now in your life and your chart. So I may just sort of review your natal chart, and we're going to take a look at your transits, what's going on now. And I do have some other software that I may just send you an interpretation, that you can read. So I'll probably do that later. So meanwhile, I um, hope you can understand some of this. But anyway, what's going down for you now, Carrie? Well, I think I've gone over your chart before. So basically, you're all fire, a lot of water, a lot of air, and not that much earth, Mercury, and Chiron, and Earth. Anyway, so your ascendant is Scorpio. Scorpio is sexuality, it's joint finances, it's passion, intensity. So we've already talked about your Scorpio house in the 12th house. That's, I believe, what we went over before. Um, so I'm going to zone in on your transits, Carrie. So just an overview, you are right on the cusp, as you know. Got Sun 0 degrees Aquarius. That's a critical degree. So it just went into Aquarius. So you are an Aquarian. It's really going down in Capricorn though. The transits are. So I'll talk about that later. So you are, just a review. Your Sun in Aquarius, 0 degrees. So you kind of feel like a Capricorn too. You're feeling the Capricornian energy as well. Scorpio ascendant, and your moon is Aries. Aries, fire, cardinal fire, Aries. So that gives you originality, ambition, drive. Gives you a lot of good things. Um, and you have it in your fifth house. In your fifth house of children, friendship, self-expression. I would really encourage you right now, looking at your transits, to express yourself creatively in some way, or the majority of your transits are in Leo, up on the top of your chart. That's called the midheaven. So it's in the ninth house. So up in the midheaven, Leo represents, it's a fire sign, fixed fire sign, but it represents children, creativity, self-expression. It's ruled by the heart, love affairs, uh, fire, drive. So, that there may be some talk about children. Actually, teaching would be very good for you because you have Mercury in the ninth house. Mercury is transiting the ninth house. Um, Mercury is the planet of communication, so that could tie in with children in a way. Either communicating about maybe having children. Of course, Charlie, you've got Charlie, uh, but or working with preschoolers. Working with preschoolers, that would totally be all Leo, Leo energy. But I would suggest that you know any creativity that you have, to use it right now to express yourself, because that's what the planets are calling on you to do. You could express it through any way, painting rocks, or sand dollars, stuff like that, or anything that you know. A lot of times your creativity mutates. You could go from like writing poetry to painting to rapping or whatever. As long as you're expressing yourself somehow, because you have Venus. You In Leo, you have no planets natally when you were born, but it is in the ninth house, and all the transiting planets are up there in your midheaven. So Venus, the planet of love and what you like. It's a very, very good, positive planet to have in Leo. So it's great for love. Uh, and the sun is conjunct Venus and having fun. It's a great time to have fun. Have fun. Well, everything's in Leo. And you've got the moon in Aries, so that's a trine for you. Um, yeah, so all the fire signs are loving this beautiful fire trine going on, and the trine is easy flowing, harmonious aspects. That just means they're in the same element, and fire likes other fire, light my fire. So yeah, Jupiter is transiting Sagittarius, and so that's trining all the transiting planets that you have. I'll definitely mail you that interpretation. All the transiting planets that you have in Leo on the top of your chart on the MC. So that's like your career sector up there. So you have Mercury, the planet of communication, the Sun, Venus, what you like and love, um, and then Mars just went into Virgo. So I would encourage your creativity. Um, yeah, and creativity, self-expression, the heart, and children. Also, I wanted to talk about your assets, Carrie. Being a Scorpio ascendant, we've already talked about compulsions and obsessions, and because you do have Saturn and Pluto in your 12th house. So, yeah, we talked about that last time. But what's going on in your, well, let me just check the degree of Jupiter. Jupiter is 14 degrees Sagittarius. 14 degrees Sagittarius. So it's in your first house. So yeah, you may feel like traveling, taking short trips, taking trips studying, maybe studying a foreign language or different philosophy, theology, teaching too. Teaching comes under Sagittarius. So um, new and unusual things, new adventures may interest you. But the focus for your transits in Capricorn is in your second house of money and values. So money is very, and values and assets are very up for you right now. They're up because Pluto, the planet of transformation, it's the ruler of Scorpio, is in your transiting Capricorn in the second house. So that can tear down to rebuild, it's transform. Sometimes it could be ending, sometimes it could be the end of maybe making money one way and learning to make it another way, or just sort of, it could be an inheritance, it could be, a lot of different things, some transformation somehow regarding your assets or value systems. Also, you have Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, in the second house of assets. So, and it's conjuncting, which means it's an exact hit. It means it's connecting. It's talking to your natal Mercury, the Mercury you were born with in your second house. So there is probably a lot of talk about finances or assets or value systems going on with you, um, because this is your chart. So since Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, it can give you extra patience, endurance, and stamina to climb, to get it done, whether it's getting out of debt or, getting a master's degree or climbing, because, the Capricorn is the mountain goat. They climb steadily up the ladder of success, and they have such patience and endurance that pretty much none of the other signs have. Well, maybe some of the other earth signs have, but yeah. So Saturn builds structure. So that's what the planets are calling upon you to do now, is to build structure in your financial sector, your assets, and what you value may change, because the moon also is in Capricorn. But the moon moves every couple of days, so just today it's in Capricorn while I'm doing this, but it'll move on to Aquarius in a couple of days. But Saturn and Pluto are going to be there for quite some, for like years. So that's the focus. And also, your eighth house is also joint assets. So that's joint assets could be, well, your north node is in the eighth house of joint assets. So, and the transiting north node is also in your eighth house of joint assets. So in Cancer. So to break that down into English is hard. It's hard, but the North Node in our charts is kind of like what you're striving towards in this lifetime. The South Node is just opposite of that. It doesn't really show in the bottom of the chart, but the South Node is also in Capricorn in your second house of money. So the South Node is what you've already learned, or it could be it could also contribute to changeability in your finances in the second house. But the North Node in the eighth house is striving towards the home. I say the home and family because it's in Cancer. Cancer is all about home, family, nurturing, joint assets. And I say that because it's in your ascendant is Scorpio, so it's in Scorpio's house. Scorpio's house. Scorpio belongs in the eighth house, so it's all about passion, intensity, and assets. So maybe an inheritance. You may come into somehow joint assets through the family may come into the picture. This is kind of what I'm seeing with that. Or you may maybe buying a home or growing a family, merging somehow assets. Yeah. So anyway, but pretty much everything's up on the top of your chart, Carrie, in your ninth and 10th house. I wanted to talk about Virgo as well and your sixth house as well. So you want to watch your health at this time. Virgo's, I only say that because Virgo is all about health and work. So the focus is probably on your work, your career, because everything's up on the midheaven, on the top of your chart, which is where people look for their either how they're seen in the public eye, how they're perceived, or what to do for work. So you would look towards Leo, and the 10th house is Virgo. So for your work, you would health, sciences, any detail work, but mostly it would be creativity, I think. You would look for creativity and um, yeah, and where was I going with? Oh, I was looking at Mars. Mars currently is transiting Virgo, so you want to pay attention to your health. Mars frequently can be a help. It can be a help to give you motivation to undertake some new health regime or something. Just making those dentist appointments, doctor's appointments, all the tedious, mundane, routine, day-to-day things that normally maybe Leo wouldn't feel like doing, but Mars and Virgo will help you to get it done. And should you want to do some new health thing or work in the health field or pay attention to details or get that resume done, Mars, the planet of ambition, drive, and will. It's your ruler. It's the ruler of Aries. Well, it's your moon's ruler. It's your moon's ruler, but anyway, it will give you drive in the workplace and health, anything health related. Um, Also, your sixth house is the house of Virgo, natally. So you have Taurus there, an earth sign there. Currently, Uranus, the planet of sudden, unexpected change and liberation, is in Taurus. So having it in the work house, work and health, there may be changes there for you, sudden, unexpected changes, and it's Uranus transits there for about 7 years. Um, yeah, so There may be some changes in your work and health. And I was thinking to just watch your throat area. And I only say that because um, Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and they're ruled by the throat. And that's why a lot of great singers have beautiful voices. So, yeah, just, that just like throat, lungs, all of that area, that's Taurus. So I would just take care of that area of your health, um, and just maybe some changes in work, possibly. Um, but you have so much going for you right now up in the midheaven, and that would be no problem for you. You would create, because Leo creates. You would create through your self-expression. You may get your own thing going. You may entirely stop working for someone and work for yourself. That's entirely possible too. More and more people are going that way. So let's see what else is going on. Neptune is in Pisces in your fourth house of the home. So, yeah, Neptune in Pisces can sometimes be a little, well, it's the ruler. It's actually, Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So, yeah, a lot of walks by the ocean. It would be very soothing for your soul. The fourth house is the home and the family. So, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So, any kind of it's also service, spirituality, meditation, music, poetry, any kind of some. What am I trying to say? Imagination. Yeah, any kind of imagination. So, but Neptune could cause sometimes some illusion, some confusion. It's like the Neptunian fog. You're very familiar with fog. So once the fog kind of blows away, then you can see reality. But when you're in the thick of it, you really can't kind of see in front of you like what to do, or you may feel confused, or in the area of the home. It's in the area of the home, and you do have Mars there. So, it'll be revealed in time. So just kind of go with the flow. Go with the flow, because it is a very, very watery Pisces. And use your intuition, which is very, very strong because you have Scorpio, water ascendant. You have a very strong 12th house. That's very, very intuitive and psychic. And you also have Mars in Pisces. Mars, natally 3 degrees Pisces. So that could give you sort of um, you would need time to yourself, but yeah, a lot of walks by water, I think it would be tough making decisions, I think, on the home front right now. But you could use that Neptune. You could use it. A lot of people use it creatively. A lot of musicians, they love being Neptunians. Um, yeah, so it's great. You could work from the home. Uh, Again, you could do that if you wanted to, because Mars is there. Mars is there. So if you wanted to, you could. So yeah, pretty much it's about I think I covered all your transits, Carrie. Yeah, I pretty much covered all your transits. If you and I sent you this chart already. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me. And I do have some software. Maybe I'll send you an interpretation because it's easy to read symbols, but sometimes it's hard to put it into words. So I hope you got something out of this. All right, take care.